they have to get into the heads of their customers. Aside from a good designer's always become a good friend of their customer to understand the family and the traffic flow in the home and the things that the family really wants back from the merchandise and the environment that the designer is going to create. A good designer really today has to understand the economics and what's going on worldwide. It's become much more global than I think ever before. And a consumer wants their home to be comfortable and cozy, inviting, and a safe haven for them forever. It's the only thing they have to really comfort them today, and a good designer is really listening to that, understanding that, and really dwelling on the fact that it has to be cozy is a word, cozy that's coming up in publications, it's coming up in just language that we're hearing out there industry-wide, whether it's that sofa that helps you relax a little bit easier, or it's the colors of a room that make you feel calmer, or that master bedroom bath that is the only place you truly relax in. You need to be cognizant of all these creature comforts for your designer through customer relationships. I'm reading more and more that our consumers out there are not as intimidated by using a designer. And I think if a designer is aware of this, there are some key things that they really need to key into. Some of that would truly be the fact that they need to take their customers out of the shopping market. Once they feel a strong connection, a customer feels a strong connection to a designer, they will stop shopping. They will settle in and know that that designer is doing the very best job possible for them. A great way to do that, particularly with the Lorts line, is the fact that finding a piece in a room, whether it be the chest over in the entryway or that cocktail table or that little accent table, to custom color it, custom do it, personalize it for that client. When that client understands that the designer is able to personalize it for them and know that they'll never find it anywhere else, no matter how far they shop or how long they work on it, that stops them from shopping. That ties that client to that designer. And that's exactly what we all want when we're working with a client, of knowing that there's a trust level and an understanding, and little things make that happen. And I truly believe that personalization is a huge key to that in today's economy and working out there in the design industry. I think for the future, aside from classic and a little more traditional, transitional, there is that next generation that has gotten used to making all their life purchases at the mall, which has turned a lot of our furniture, our young furniture buyers, into Crate and Barrel and Pottery Barn and Restoration Hardware and those kind of purchasing identities that they identify with, because that's really truly how the world they were brought up in. I think furniture names and brands have to be careful that they have to keep working, they have to keep evolving in order to entice the younger generations to have confidence in them. I think presentation of product and presentation of a designer to the customer is vitally important. You can't just haphazardly approach your customers. I think the most professional packaging and presentations are becoming very important, because they don't get that. You don't happen upon that in a mall situation or a Crate and Barrel situation. It's really kind of shop for yourself, so to speak. So I think the design industry, as these younger generations start to grow up, they're not intimidated by you. They've had a different form of shopping in their earlier years, but they will come calling. And I truly believe that designers hang in there. It'll be fine. In the end, the designers and the designer showrooms will win in huge ways going forward. I think the biggest hurdle at Lorts is truly giving enough information about Lorts to the designer to let them utilize it to its maximum potential. And the more seminars that I give, whether it's Seattle, San Francisco, Vegas, Dallas, these are just cities I've been in the last 3 months, and get an opportunity to explain. You can see samples, you can see a catalog, but until you have someone say, look what you can do. It's limitless, absolutely limitless to be able to create these environments. As a designer myself in years past, or having a whole design team that used to report to me in years past, manufacturers like this were absolutely unheard of. Designers could only be as good as the manufacturers that they have knowledge. We used to tease that a good designer was nothing more than a very well-educated shopper. So what we strive for, at least at Lorts, is to help pass on that education, to say, you know, there isn't anything that we won't attempt to help you fulfill for your client, whether it be color or size or style, whatever the case. But it's really been fun to help Lorts evolve to be the aid that I guess I was always looking for when I was out there doing homes in the design end of it, that end of the design. But I have a passion. I love what I do. I love the client. I love the intrigue of solving the problems to make a family's house a better home for them. Specifically for Florida. Well, traveling in and out of Florida for years, it's so diverse. I think you really just have to listen to your clients. You can sell a lot of brown furniture there. You sell a lot of beach furniture, you know, beach colored, light colored furniture there. I guess the most important thing would be is that don't predict for your client. I think it's a very, very eclectic state. I think retirees are coming, some with their own goods, some with a fresh slate. Boy, from my personal experience, I've found just about anything can go in Florida. I think your proportions, I think your homes have proportions where you need mammoth pieces. You have those 12-foot ceiling great rooms, no different than we do out west, and you have the small condos, and you have the high rises, and you have the lofts. You have everything, probably much more so than many other parts of the country. So I think when a designer is looking to try and, whether it's a storefront or it's just being well informed for their client as an independent designer, whatever the case may be, or you're tied to a retail store, I don't think it matters. I think you have to be ready to service that client in numerous different styles. I think the luxury of living in a city where your clients are pretty predictable and you get to be fabulous with one particular style